All right.
What's up, guys? This is Maxwell Media Inc. I'm your host, Sir Maxwell, and today we are doing a little reaction series. So on Fat Man's channel, we did episode 1 of Cowboy Bebop, and over here we are going to be doing episode 2 of Cowboy Bebop. Now, if you are seeing this on YouTube, it's gonna be looking funky because I'm doing some weird editing shit. But if you're on Patreon, you're gonna see the full unfiltered mess. So you should go check out the Patreon, and it's really fun and super cheap. So do that. So last time on Cowboy Bebop, we met what's his name? Rick? Spike? It's Spike.
Spike.
It's Spike.
Spike Spiegel.
Spike Spiegel. And it sounds like a law firm, Spike Spiegel.
Spike
and,
Spiegel.
And like, you know, I don't know. I just feel like he is going to help me fight my insurance company for a accident with a 16-wheeler. Like, I don't, that's just the energy it gives me. But yeah, last time they were catching some criminals who were stealing some vapes and some eye drops that gave them like super strength. So love that. And I learned that the world is like kind of futuristic world, but it's also the 90s, but it's also like, you know, the future. So I think it was like 2071. So yeah. I also, like, as I watch and as I talk more with Fat Man, I just kind of get like whoa vibes, because it's like this kind of like literally came out before I existed, and it's just so weird to like watch something that I don't know. I don't want to say old because I don't want to insult like 90s kids or whatever, but kind of old and like kind of I'm gonna use the word classic. That's what I'll use.
There you go.
That's the politically correct term. So I'm gonna use classic.
Yes.
Okay. I don't want to offend the older people.
If it's from the 90s, it's classic. It's from the 80s, it's vintage.
and if it's from the 70s, it's a goddamn dinosaur, okay? Like, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And then he has like a kind of a Yoda sort of sidekick kind of guy that helps him out and, you know, cooks his food. And, you know, I'm not making assumptions. This is not the episode. So, reminds me of my uncle. And then like the Spike is Japanese.
Yeah. Yeah. He's an anime guy. Also, like, you know, nobody's been on Earth in, you know, like 50 years, so.
Well, I asked because a lot of times in anime I'll watch something and I'll be like, oh, somebody's white, and then be like, oh no, they're not white, like they're Japanese, and I'm like, oh, I didn't pick up on that because of the art style.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's just gonna happen with anime.
Like when I was like when you say sorry, that's all I'm gonna say. I don't need a response. I said my sorry.
Yeah.
And I okay, Bug Daddy.
Oh.
He stole his bomb. It's a bomb. Watch him die. Oh no, it's a dog.
A dog in a box.
Why would you put a dog in a box?
You need to transport a dog? You should poke some holes in that box, though.
I mean, but like when you go on planes, people put them in little doggy box cages, not like briefcases.
Yeah, not a briefcase.
Not a flat briefcase with no breathing holes.
Yeah.
I don't. You know what? I don't even really like dogs, so let me shut the fuck up. You know, like white women in the early 2000s and late 90s got like torn apart for talking that way. I just feel like we really should have been bullying men that talk that way. Imagine being killed by a corgi.
Uh,
What an
um,
embarrassing way to die.
yeah. I mean, like, I could imagine getting killed by like 1,000 corgis, but just one? No, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. It's not the most dignified way to go.
Those like automatic, like, we don't like this guy.
And it's not even that, because I know some people was like, if you even look at a dog wrong, they'll be like, "You're the worst person." Now, keep in mind, audience, y'all know this about me. I don't like dogs. I don't like pets. They're not my jam. But it's just like, I don't know. It just seems kind of dumb to like fight somebody over a dog or like chase a dog like that. I do like his boots though. They're nice. They're fire.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pay you when I'm rich. Oh my god. I should start saying that.
I love that the fortune teller has heard that before. Oh, not again. I think like the localization is better than the sub. Like,
Excuse me.
I thought he was gonna shoot them all.
uh,
Oh yeah, the audience hates him. The audience is supposed to really hate him now. I think he's a king.
Chloroform a dog, yeah, you know, that's some
Corgis don't deserve
right
rights. That's some king shit right there. Yes, kidnap that corgi. Spray it again.
Out in his little aircraft fast.
Payback time, Hakeem.
Hakeem. Or is it Hakeem or Joaquin?
With an H.
Hey, back off!
Hakeem.
Hakeem.
Okay, cool. It's gonna bite him. Hey there, vet bill, but are they paying your medical bills? I don't think so.
Oh.
Policia. Yeah, Joaquin is pretty tall. No, Hakeem.
Yeah.
He's pretty tall.
Yeah.
Call me when you get out of prison. She reminds me of this one drag queen from Instagram. I don't remember her name, but Kimchi. Yeah, go follow Kimchi on Instagram. She's great.
That's why I said I didn't want any stray mongrel mutts in here. But you're the one who brought them.
Please don't tell me he keeps his dog as a pet for the rest of the series. Please tell me he does not keep this dog as a pet for the rest of the series. I don't care if it's a spoiler. Just please tell me if he keeps his dog for the rest of the series, because I cannot handle that. I'm not really into that. That's not my thing.
Oh, the dog is a mainstay on the show.
You know what, everybody? I know this is a great show, whatever. I'm gonna have to drop tap out now. It was fun while it lasted. I just,
instant point loss.
I just like, it's just like dogs. They're just like, they're against my religion. The Bible says thou shalt not, fraternize with
With
animals.
the mutts.
Can't do it, y'all.
uh,
You know.
we need more. We need the Hakeem show of
Yeah. Let's make it about Hakeem. Like, honestly, I just feel like, how am I supposed to explain to my children that dogs exist and they're supposed to be loved and respected? I don't know. I can't do it. Can't do it. You know, states' rights.
I'm not a fan of dogs either. Like, other people's dogs, I have no problem with.
Other people's dogs are great. I would go over to somebody else's house and like hang out with their dog all day. For myself, I'm just really just kind of like, that's a lot of like energy and like time and attention. And like I said, like vet bills, medical bills, like, you know, or if you live in an apartment, often you have to pay pet rent. Ooh, so many college campuses are like, you have to pay pet rent.
I wouldn't.
You know, you're already broke as fuck, eating ramen noodles every day, and you're asking me to pay pet rent? I don't think so. I don't think so, dorms. But, you know, outside of my distaste for dogs, this was a better episode than last week. The only thing I took away from Spike this episode is that he doesn't like dogs, and neither do I. So like, we vibe, you know.
Relatable, yeah.
It's relatable. That's the only really thing. But then he ruined that relatability by keeping it. Because what I would have done is, I would have just taken it back to the old lady and given it to her. Like, it is scientific proof that drag queens are better pet owners than regular people who aren't fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
that's
you
what
know,
I
the dog
done.
is worth a lot of money. So.
But like, he's not gonna sell it. He's gonna keep it for the rest of the series and treat it like a human being. I know what he's gonna do. He's gonna be like, "Oh, I love you, but I'm gonna act like I hate you, but you know I love you deep down, like my bastard stepnephew or something." You know. But outside of that relatability, I didn't get too much from Spike's character. So I wonder how many episodes it's gonna take before we like really get into the nitty-gritty of like, who is Spike? Why does he want to be a bounty hunter? Like, what's that about?
Yeah, I don't remember the specifics that well, but I do have many feelings about Spike and his character, so they must have come from somewhere. I like Spike a lot, and that's it'll be there eventually.
Well, I mean, that's good, because right now I'm just kind of like, it's not really giving anything outside of like action and adventure. I do like the action, I do like the adventure, but I care more about all of those things when I care about the person who's in danger. Because honestly, you want to know who I cared about the most this episode? Fucking Hakeem, okay? I wanted him to get the dog. I wanted him to get his shmoney, okay? I wanted him to get, you know, some better hair. I wanted him to...
pull that fish lure out.
Well, yeah. I had all these wants and desires for Hakeem, you know, or even like last episode, we built like, or at least I built a whole fantasy in my head of like these two people and what their lives were like, and oh my god, and they were in this life of crime, and I'm sure that they probably wanted to settle down somewhere, but the guy, he was always called back to the shadowy underworlds of his past. You know, I can make all of these inferences and kind of build a story around that, but for Spike, it's harder to do that because we don't get, at this point, we don't get a lot of characterization from him outside of like, you know, he's pretty and he's cool and he's smooth and he smokes cigarettes. and hates dogs, which I love.
He is a suave man, and he is detached, and he's a bounty hunter.
That sounds like my ex. Anyway, I mean, I don't know. I feel like an asshole because I feel like I'm being really harsh, but I don't know. It's like as of right now, the show was cool, but it's like I don't really know how I feel about Spike because it's like I don't really know what he's about right now.
All right.
I'm not really sure what he wants. You know, because even with like now, I didn't continue One Piece because One Piece is really long, and like I have classes to do. But with One Piece, I started watching One Piece, and I was like, okay, I don't like Luffy because he's annoying, but I know what he wants, you know, and I know what like his characterization is. I know he wants to, you know, find the One Piece. I know he wants to be the Pirate King. I know that, but it's like, what the fuck does Spike want? Like, I get it, like he's a bounty hunter, but that to me that just means like he wants money.
He wants like, beef and his peppers and beef.
And it's like we all want money. We all want beef and our peppers and beef. You know, like
yeah. That's I don't know. That's relatable for me. Just like it's the grind, you know. He gotta wake up every day and go find another bounty.
I mean, I guess I relate to that with DoorDash because it's like you have to go get up, you have to go and you have to find a hit, and then you have to find someone who's willing to tip you. I get it, but I don't know. I want more. I'm greedy.
All right, that's and again that's fair. You know, it's a different kind of storytelling. It's a different like. They're not gonna just like throw some like bombastic personality at you to like carry you through episode to episode. It's more subdued than that. It's
right.
Yeah. I don't know if that's just like a side effect of it being you know that old of a show, like that kind of like. I don't really know if more shows were like that in the late 90s or if this is like. Or, you know, I don't know if that was a product of its time. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, other classics are like that I've watched. Like the Justice League animated show, Batman the animated series, which is like another like detective style show. You know, I've been binging Gargoyles lately. You know.
Yeah, that was those were both like not even late 90s. Like Batman was like 94.
Like, let me take a minute to like talk some shit about Gargoyles. Gargoyles is actually like pretty good. I remember liking it as a kid, but I never knew what was going on. But now that I have Disney Plus, I'm like, Gargoyles is kind of actually really, really good. And it has that very similar villain of the week sort of thing, but also an overarching narrative. But like, I don't know. But like when we open up Gargoyles, it's very much like this is the lore, and 5,000 years ago, and this happened, and now we're here, and now we protect New York City. This is like this. Do you know what this feels like? This feels like we're in the middle of a season. It feels like I missed episode 1. I missed the origin story, and we're in the middle of like the season. That's what it feels like for me right now.
Very interesting. Because I usually like I complain about this thing, this like first episode syndrome, where a show will effectively waste its first episode, like establishing all of the exposition. You know, just like these are the characters. This is what they're doing. This is like the world building. This is that. Here's like a scene to establish every single aspect of the story that you'll need to know. And I never liked that whenever I saw it. Like a lot of the like more recent shows that, you know, that do that, I feel like they have wasted that first episode. Like I feel like that's the one that I'll never go back and rewatch episode 1 of like most shows. And if I watch another show, I'll be like, oh, yeah, this is still episode 2. You know, like a lot of shows do it, and I get why they do it, so they can like dive into like, you know, future episodes. But I mean, this show didn't, and clearly that has some effect on your ability to engage with the character. But for me, it really doesn't.
Yeah. Do you feel like that's because you already know Spike and what he's about and like who he is, or did you feel like that on your first watch?
Like, I do now, like, but I still watched the whole show. And like, it wasn't, you know, back in the day, it wasn't even like, oh yeah, let's just binge this and then I'll decide how I feel about it later. It's like, no. I actually had to go tune in on television every week. I had
back
to
in
stay
the
up
olden
late,
days, you had to watch cartoons week to week.
Yeah. I had to stay up past 11 on a Saturday night. And you know, when you're like, you know, a little kid, that's not easy. There was no like online. I wanted to watch these episodes, so I had to like put the effort in. So it's not like today where it's just like I can devote, you know, like 2 or 3 hours to like a mediocre show and then be like, that was fine, I guess, you know. Watch like 6 episodes of a Netflix series before I even realize time still passes, and then be like, oh, why did I watch 6 episodes of this Netflix series? You know,
I think
put in
that's
the work to watch
that's
this
so
show.
Interesting, because at first I felt weird because it was like, dang, this show is like older than me, and it's like I don't know if I'm gonna live up to that hype of it. But now I feel like it's really interesting because the circumstances in which you experience this is different from how I'm experiencing it. Not just because it's a reaction, it's a YouTube video, but even if I was just like by myself watching it on Hulu, it will be different for me, because I would just be like, okay, 3 episodes in, 2 episodes in, I don't really know what this dude is about. I'm gonna go watch Gargoyle.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
You know.
Like 3 episode rule is like a thing now, a thing that I don't particularly believe in. But like, you know, nowadays people are like, oh yeah, no, we'll give it a 3 episode test, and if you don't like it, then don't continue. But like, you know, back in the day, you know, like a 3 episode test, that was fucking like 20 days of effort, you know, to remember to go and tune in and watch the next episode. Like this, it's very different. So I'm not actually sure how much my rose tinted glasses are affecting my like reviewing of this show.
You know, I don't know, because it's like I have no connection to these characters or to this world, or specifically Spike, because I don't really, to be fair, I don't think that many people give a fuck about like the Cowboy Bebop world. Like nobody is like, let me fantasize about what it would be like to live in this world. People care about Spike, and people care about Spike's character. That's what I've heard, and I think that's the most hyped up part about the show. And right now, it's not really giving me that. It's just giving me like, this is what he does. I feel like I said earlier, I feel like I'm in the middle of a season, and like I missed the first couple of episodes.
Because not to, you know, not if you don't want me to like, you know, talk about, because I can go into some details about
I don't
Spike.
need you to tell me about Spike's character right now, but that's just how I feel about him at the moment.
Yeah, because there are reasons for, you know, he keeps his shit to himself, and that's and that carries through to the way that the actual show is presented. So when you're saying, you know, like all these things, it's just like, he's like, you know, he's basically just like a cool guy. And then when you get, you know, farther in, you realize that it's just like, oh no, he's just like presenting that way because he's a tryhard. Like, there was a line in the first one where he says he's been killed before. When he's, you remember that line?
I remember it, yeah.
Yeah. And that has, you know, that's pretty much all of the like backstory that you get on him for a while. until you learn more about that one sentence, basically.
When we started the series, it started out with like roses and the moonlight and the rain, and then people getting like shot the fuck up. So I was like, is it like Batman, his parents were killed, or like what's going on with that?
And,
You know.
like, not to spoil it, but that wasn't there for no reason.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm sure he has something like tragically going on with that. I don't know. It's just, it's like I'm explaining it, but it's also like something I also can't put my finger on at the same time. It's like I know why it's not connecting to me, but I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why like him just being a cool guy who does cool things sexily is just not hitting for me. I don't know why, but it's not, and I can't put my finger on the exact reason. I don't dislike anything. I think everything has been good so far. It's just like when he's fighting with these bad guys and he's in these life or death situations. To be frank, I don't care. Like, I care about the fight because it's entertaining, but I don't care if like he lives or dies. Like Hakeem could have killed him, I would have been like, okay, where are my chicken nuggets? You know, like like or like with the dog. Like, and this isn't because I just like animals or anything. This is like literally like me looking at Spike as a character. I didn't really give a fuck if Spike won and got the dog or not. I didn't care because I'm not invested in like whether. I mean, I guess right now his current motivation is like, I need to fucking eat and pay my rent, and who can't relate to that even like with the times we're in now. But to me, it just kind of wasn't enough. I don't know. Maybe I'm an asshole, but
No, it's totally fair though. No show is for everybody, and just in the way that it's this story is being told, I understand what the elements of the show that aren't clicking for you.
But I also feel like as someone who's done reaction series with people, and it's like I know all of the answers and I know exactly how the story fits together and why things are a certain way and why an episode is like this way or that way. I know that there is probably a grand master plan that I'm just not getting right now, but since I'm not there yet, I this is where I'm at with it at the moment until I get there.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, so do you have any more thoughts about this episode?
Not about this episode in particular.
Okay. Do you have anything else to say in general about like this experience for you?
Beyond that, I'm just having a good time going back through this and getting like your first time perspective. No, I think we can go on to the next episode that's going to be over on my channel. So
yes,
click that link to subscribe.
Why am I acting like go subscribe to Batman as if y'all not already subscribed? Y'all are probably already subscribed, but like join his Patreon. How about that? How about you do that? Okay?
Yeah.
So anyways, this has been Maxwell Media Inc. I'm your host, Sir Maxwell. May the power protect you. Bye-bye.